Chapter 261, The Myth. Most of the time, the individual level authority system that had been implemented since the Great Genetic Age had a very low presence. After all, strictly speaking, it only applied to public service. However, Zhu Tui was able to enjoy the benefits of the mid-grade level D rights that he currently possessed after he entered the medical center. During the opening battle of the Year 1 Longhu list, Zhu Tui had sent 6 of them to the medical center. Zhu Tui had also broken 4 of their legs a day before the opening battle. There were also others who were injured. There were more than 20 students who stayed in the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College's medical center. However, most of the students stayed in a 3-person ward. The second-year dragon, Dai Lijian, was very impressive. However, he could only live in a 2-person ward. It was said that he had high-grade level E rights. He could not have had better conditions even if he offered more money. In the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College and the public medical institutions, money was not omnipotent. Zhu Tui was a great example. Mid-grade level D rights allowed one to directly enjoy the treatment of a single room. It was said that a level C rights could enjoy the treatment of a suite. The school would bear the rest of the medical expenses after the insurance reimbursement. He did not have to spend too much money. There was no need to talk about comfort. Sometimes it was very annoying to pull a curtain in a 3-person or 2-person ward. After all, everyone had friends, classmates, and even girlfriends. They came over to take a look and deliver some fruits and food. They even had to chat for a while since they were here. It would be more disturbing. If you met a patient who had a girlfriend, you would have to eat a few more free spoons of sweetness. It was also troublesome for the students who had a girlfriend. It was not easy for their girlfriends to come. They wanted to act pitifully while they were injured to get some benefits. However, there was a third wheel on the bed beside them. There was no need to think about the hospital ward series. Of course, Zhu Tui had never thought about the hospital ward series when he stayed in the single room. Single people had no right to think that way. Zhu Tui felt that he could cultivate without being disturbed if he stayed in a single room. He would not waste his time. Otherwise, not to mention anything else, just the empty bottles of energy restoration elixirs that Zhu Tui consumed every day would have shocked countless people. According to the doctor, Zhu Tui would have to be bedridden for at least 3 to 4 days since his thigh bone was broken. The surface area of the skin grafts on his legs had exceeded 10%. Other than the necessary rehabilitation, he would also have to be bedridden for 3 to 4 days. To be honest, he wanted to lie in bed when he was tired, but it was really boring when he could only lie in bed. Therefore, Zhu Tui did not waste any time. He simply entered a state of high-intensity cultivation. He would sleep for 6 hours, cultivate for 2.5 hours, sleep for another 6 hours, and cultivate again. Of course, he would not be able to complete 3 cultivation cycles in a day if he added in the time to change his bandages and eat. However, completing 5 cultivation cycles in 2 days was not a problem. It was just that the energy restoration elixir was a little expensive. It was the cleaning lady's first day cleaning the trash can in front of Zhu Tui's bed. Her expression was too shocking. Was this student a pig? He had drunk so many energy restoration elixirs. Of course, there were also many students in the hospital who were looking at Zhu Tui. Many people visited on the first day. All the students from the Year 1 School of Enlightened Mind had arrived. Kui Shi and Miao Huanshan, who were in their second year, also came. Chai Zhao and Kai Hongying had also come. They even said that they wanted to help Zhu Tui deliver food, but Zhu Tui chased them away. Wasn't the food in the medical center delicious? If the 2 of them came to deliver food, he would be choked to death by the sweetness. Zhu Tui also rejected Jun Ziqiang's request. Asking a man to come to the hospital and deliver food to him every day was too uncool. It was better to eat the food in the medical center. It smelled better. After the first day, Zhu Tui, who was staying in the single ward, could be considered quiet. Just after 12 o'clock the next day, the ward door suddenly opened. Zhu Tui was delighted when he saw who it was. He was grinning from ear to ear. Mosey, it was Cheng Mo. Lie down. Although you looked impressive in the arena, your legs were still broken. You're still a human, not an inhuman. Cheng Mo smiled and looked around the ward. No one brought you any food. Looks like you're also single. I'm relieved. Aren't you single too? You even said that you'd bring a girlfriend back. I don't think it will happen. Just you wait. I've already controlled my figure. Who knows, I might be able to conquer a school belle someday. Cheng Mo put down a food container and said, I know you like to eat meat, so I brought you twice. Cooked pork, pork trotters, and spicy duck neck and chicken feet. These are considered your snacks. Then why are you still talking nonsense? Hurry up, let me have a taste first. Zhu Tui almost drooled when he heard the name of the dishes. The quality of the food in the medical center was not bad. There was also meat, but there was only one problem. It was too bland. Zhu Tui wolfed down the food until his mouth was dripping with oil. The battle was over in less than 10 minutes. Wow, how comfortable. Zhu Tui patted his belly in satisfaction and started chatting with Cheng Mo. Mosey, how have you been recently? Did you get the sensation of ki that I told you about last time? Did you make any progress? I can't compare to you, but I feel that my progress is not bad. In a month or two, I might be ranked last on the Year 1 Longhu list. Cheng Mo's smile was very open-minded. I did manage to find the sensation of ki, but it took me 12 days. It's not very suitable for me. Zhu Tui was slightly stunned. It was indeed inappropriate for him to take 12 days to find a sense of ki. Genetic ancient martial arts were too picky in this aspect. However, I still plan to persevere and give it a try. Anyway, I have so much time. If I spend more time practicing every day, I might be able to produce results. Cheng Mo smiled. That's true. Zhu Tui nodded. He suddenly thought of something and quickly instructed, Oh, that's right. You can continue to try the upgraded version of the engine I told you about previously. Also, go to the school's genetic armament center and apply for a 5-gram vacuum silver tantalum bottle. Train your mind power before you sleep every day. It might help. According to Zhu Tui's personal cultivation experience, the so-called ancient genetic martial arts talent was the time when one could sense ki. It might also be related to mind power. I'll try when I'm done. Looking at the time, Cheng Mo stood up and said, I'll get going first. If you want to eat anything, just send me a message. I'll send it to you. After he finished speaking, Cheng Mo suddenly placed 2 bottles of level E energy restoration elixir beside Zhu Tui's bed. You should drink this when you have time. Our extreme branches teacher who specializes in recovery said that after being injured, taking more energy restoration elixir can speed up the recovery speed and shorten the recovery period. After saying that, Cheng Mo put down his things and left. Zhu Tui became anxious. Don't, Mosey, I have this. Don't. How much can you have? We came out of Jincheng Prefecture together. How can I not know about your financial situation? You can use it and recuperate first. If you need more, just tell me. I'll think of a way. I'll get going first. With that, Cheng Mo left without looking back. Zhu Tui was stunned on the bed. He touched the 2 bottles of level E energy restoration elixir, which still had Cheng Mo's body temperature. Just as Cheng Mo had said, he knew about Zhu Tui's situation. Zhu Tui also knew about Cheng Mo's situation. This glutton king with a big stomach had been living in poverty for the past few months. On the other hand, Cheng Mo did not know about Zhu Tui's changes in the past month. Since it's a gift from my brother, I'll take it first. I'll think of other moves when I'm done. Zhu Tui was deep in thought when someone knocked on his door. Please come in. The door of the ward was pushed open by a crack. Gong Ling, who had long black hair, poked her head in. Little Tui, I'm here to bring you food. You haven't eaten, right? Zhu Tui savored the taste of the meat in his mouth. He then looked at Gong Ling, who was delivering the food, and suddenly said, I haven't eaten yet. Zhu Tui felt that he could eat another serving of food if there was a beautiful woman delivering food. Little Tui, I know you like meat. I brought you braised pork, fried lamb with onions, broccoli, and fruit. There was another round of food boxes. It looked delicious, but Zhu Tui, who had just eaten, did not find it that fragrant anymore. But he still had to eat. Gong Ling saw that Zhu Tui was enjoying his meal. She sat by the bed and started talking while peeling an apple for Zhu Tui. Little Tui, I challenged the Year 1 Longhu list with Sister Kinking yesterday. Do you know what ranking we got? Gong Ling was actually referring to Saturday. The opening battle of the Longhu list ended on Friday. Because of Zhu Tui, Gong Ling and Zhuo Qingqing did not challenge the rankings during the ranking battle. However, before the final settlement of the individual evaluation, they still had to challenge the arena to obtain a ranking. If you're talking about Zhuo Qingqing, she should be ranked around 85th. As for you, you should be ranked around 95th. Zhu Tui, who did not care about the rankings, made a rough judgment. Actually, Zhu Tui had spoken highly of her, especially Gong Ling. Zhu Tui felt that it would be quite difficult for Gong Ling to even make it onto the rankings. You're wrong. Are we that weak in your eyes? Gong Ling chided. Zhu Tui was stunned. Did I guess wrongly? Of course. Then what place did you get? Sister Qingqing is ranked 49th on the Longhu list, and I'm ranked 89th. That powerful? How did you guys get such a high ranking? Especially Zhuo Qingqing. Based on the strength she displayed before, it's impossible for her to be ranked 49th. Zhu Tui was very surprised. This was not an act. It was a real reaction. Zhu Tui had fought with Zhuo Qingqing before. Logically speaking, it would have been difficult for Zhuo Qingqing to even be ranked 70th on the Longhu list, yet she was ranked 49th. What did that mean? Before this, Zhuo Qingqing had not even been chosen as a seeded contestant. This meant that both Zhu Tui and Wen Xiao had misjudged Zhuo Qingqing's strength. Not really. It was Sister Qingqing who had broken through in the past few days. Through Sister Qingqing, I obtained a very useful plant-type ability in a short period of time and obtained a ranking. Let me tell you, I challenged and defended twice before I successfully stabilized my ranking, Gong Ling said. Is Zhuo Qingqing that powerful? Not only did she break through on her own, but she also gave you guidance? She is a lightning-type supernatural being, but you are a plant-type supernatural being. Zhu Tui was a little surprised. No, Sister Qingqing brought me to join a public welfare organization and obtained a special way to activate genetic base points. That's why our combat strength has greatly increased. Gong Ling smiled. A public welfare organization? Zhu Tui was even more surprised. Little Tui, don't you know? The legend of the superb individual charity organization is very famous on the Blue Star. However, they also have a way of selecting members. It's not something that just anyone can join, Gong Ling said. Zhu Tui's gaze shifted slightly. This was the second time he had heard of this mammoth myth of the superb individual charity organization. But this was the first time he felt so close to him.